first of all, Rafa, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the possible impact it could have on the competition as a whole in the Premier League now.
It's a tricky question. I was not expecting that. No, the point is that I have a very, very good relationship with the Newcastle United fans, with the city, everyone, and I think it's not fair for me to talk too much about that. So I am the Everton manager now. I'm focused on that, and I wish them all the best. And there are so many things that we can talk about that I prefer just to stay away from that and just wish them all the best. Sorry about that.
I do have to ask you though, Rafa, because obviously it led to some people putting two and two together. So, in your mind, what chance was there of you being lined up as for a possible return?
I can tell you that I have a lot of friends, and they were asking me the same question, a lot of messages and people there. But from day one, and I was talking with the board here, and they didn't need to worry about that because I decided to stay here. I'm really happy, and it's just trying to improve everything that I can here and focus. And again, I will say, wishing them all the best. But at this time, when I decide to stay here, I keep my word and I continue working here.
And you did say this week that an 8th place finish means nothing to you. So this season, what finish would mean something to you? Yeah,
what I wanted to say is that I'm not thinking about just average. You say we did well, it was not so well, and that's it. No, I want to compete for something. So that was my first idea when I decided to come here, and I said so many times, you have the owners with ambition, you have the fans with ambition, you have a new stadium coming. So what I want is to be sure that we are not comfortable in the middle of the table. We have to be sure that we fight for being as high as possible. What means that? When I say 8th, it was just to say a number, but I want to be sure that we can be as high as possible, and if we can play in Europe or even go higher than just the Europa League, for example, so it will be better. But it's not that I have a target. It's just to be sure that we can compete and stay really high.
So how can
also we said, and I said that the league is a marathon, and then you have to keep running until the end. But there are some moments that you play against teams that they are more or less around your position, and then it's really important for the confidence. We know that they are a good team. They are doing well. They did well last year. And they have a manager that he knows us really well, so it will be tough, but still it's an important game. If we can get 3 points, it will be really good for the confidence here.
Yourself and David Moyes, though, could not have imagined one day he'd be back at Goodison Park in the away dugout, and you'd be the home manager at Goodison.
Yeah, I think maybe he was not expecting that, or maybe I was not expecting to see on the other side, but it's like it is. I think he's doing a good job. And hopefully we can do well, and the fans will be happy with Everton Football Club getting 3 points.
Just finally from me, Rafa, just to check on availability this weekend as well. It seems that it's good news regarding Seamus Coleman, Alex Iwobi. What about the likes of Digne, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison?
Lucas is fine. Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin are closer, but still they will not be available for this game.
And what about Yerry Mina as well? What's his situation after returning from international duty?
Yerry is coming back, has been playing a lot of the games, a lot of minutes, but now I think he's traveling, so hopefully he will be here. He will not for starting the game. So everything is positive in terms of the feedback, but we have to wait and see how he feels.
Is there anything regarding quarantining or anything like that? Is he?
No, I think he's following the protocols, and so he's doing everything that he has to do to be sure that he's available. So I think that the government has a protocol, and then he's following that.
And Gomez and Delph, are they available as well? Should check with them.
No, still they are working, trying to be ready as soon as possible, but they are in this process that still they are not available.
Thanks, Rafa. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Hugh Ferris from Premier League Productions, please.
Hi, Rafa.
Hi.
Just on David Moyes, 6 clubs, but also you managed outside of that traditional group of teams. How impressed are you that David Moyes has managed to puncture the top 6 with 2 different clubs, Everton, of course, but last season as well, West Ham?
Yeah, I think it's a good achievement. So obviously he's doing well, and as you say, last year he did well. This year have a very strong team, and they are playing in Europe. So it's not easy when you have two competitions, and they are doing well at the moment. So hopefully we can beat them, and then it will be a little bit ahead. But anyway, he's doing a good job.
And also, given that experience, what would you say is the difference between a team that finds itself within that top 4, top 6 on a regular basis, and a team like?
Yeah, it's sometimes complicated, because when these teams at the top, they continue at the top, they have more money coming from Europe and commercially or whatever. So then it's always an advantage for them. That is the reason why it's really important to go there, to be in this group and continue in this group, because it's when you can guarantee more money, and then that means that you can sign better players, and then you can improve your facilities, everything. So I think it's a positive circle if you are there, and not too positive if you cannot be there. So that is the reason why it's really important for us to be as close as possible, to have this experience, to be there close, and then is when you can go through.
Money's been very much a talking point over the last 10 days. You'll appreciate, Rafa. Everton have money available to them. A lot of Premier League clubs have money available to them. Newcastle are going through that period now where they have an injection of investment. How difficult is it, actually, when you've got more money? How much more careful do you end up being with that money when you have it? Because if you think about what you spent your money on this summer, it wasn't a lot of money on two players that have turned out to be very successful.
No, I will tell you that my experience in all my life as a manager, I didn't have too much money. Maybe two clubs I have a little bit, but normally not too much. Then you have to be very careful, and that is my way. I try to be careful. We make mistakes like everyone, but normally you try to spend your money, you say wisely, in England. So that is I'm trying to do. If you have a lot of money, you will be capable to sign good players and be stronger. When you have less money, you cannot afford any mistake or almost any mistake. So I was in both positions, but normally more in this position that you don't have too much money. So always I try to be careful. That's it.
Cheers, Rafa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, you. We'll go to Carl at Radio Merseyside, please.
Hi, Rafa.
Hiya.
You say you're without Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison then this weekend. How nice has it been that you have been able to still score goals without them? Because there's only been one game you haven't scored in this season.
Yeah, I think it's important to realise that for the players that the team has to score goals, not just one player. If you rely on just one player, it's even easier for the opponents to score than for us to have different players scoring goals, different options, different possibilities, or different ways to do it. So I'm happy with that, because a lot of players they are attacking, and they are creating something in attack, and they are scoring goals.
And you came from behind to get a point at Old Trafford. It's the third time in the league this season that you've come from behind to get a result. So how good is it to see that character so far this season?
Yeah, we said that I'm disappointed that we concede first, but the reaction of the team is quite good, and that shows that the mentality, the character of the team is there. So it's something that you can think as a positive for the rest of the season. So when you are, or you will be, in difficult situations, then you can remember this time when the team was reacting, and then it could be positive that I can use in the future if I need to use it. Hopefully not.
And what have you made of Anthony Gordon's progress this season? How much did the loan to Preston last season help him?
I think he has said in some interviews that he realized that he has to work hard, and that is the way. So when you have the talent, when you have the possibility to be a very, very good player, then if you understand that, you have more chances to do it. So I'm really pleased with the way that he's training, he's working, and then hopefully he can continue like that during the rest of the season, and he will be an important player for us.
And the start of the season has been interrupted by international breaks, and there's one more to go before Christmas. Has it been frustrating?
It's the same for everyone, and as you say, maybe sometimes you feel a little bit frustrated because you cannot carry on doing the things that you want to do, and then you are after waiting and see if you have any injuries, any problems. So I think it's not ideal for any manager, but it is like it is, and then we have to be sure that we manage every player, we manage the load of the games, training session, what it means for everyone, and then we try to do our best, and hopefully we can finish but after we have Christmas and a lot of games again. So it's just modern football is like that. You play too many games, you have to travel everywhere, and it's quite demanding. But we are happy with that.
Thanks, Carl. We'll go to Jim Conlon, please.
Hello, Rafa. Rafa, you've been here now at Everton for roughly 3 to 4 months. You've been able to assess your squad. I'm just thinking there, in terms of your centre-backs, and Yuri Mina and Michael Keane, when they're not available, is that an area that you possibly need cover for when you're assessing your squad in January, that if something happened to Yuri or Michael, that you might be short in that area?
No, really. What I am thinking is in every training session, trying to improve the players that they play in each position. But as a centre-back, we can use, at the moment we have 5 names, and then we can use anyone, because Godfrey can play there, Mason can play there, Jarrah there, Bradwell can play there. So it has to be, if we need to use them, they can be available and they can do well.
And you're happy with the balance of your squad, having assessed it now? You feel that you have covered most areas?
Yeah, to be fair, it's too early to talk about that, because until January we cannot do too much. But we know that we have some positions that we have to cover a little bit. But the way now is to be sure that the players available are improving and are ready if you need them. That's it.
Thanks for that, Jim. That's the end of the open section. We'll now move on to the embargoed section for the newspapers, please. If you're not working for the papers, if you can please